Hi, I'm Victoria Mora with Victoria E. Mora Realty Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is our third and final video on my series called Home Buyers Can Win in Today's Market. Now, this is particularly geared towards our first-time home buyers, which I am working with several first-time home buyers. So I'm super excited to bring this content to you. If you've been tuning in, our first video was about keeping an open mind to the type of home, meaning considering condos and townhouses as a way to get into home ownership, particularly if you need to live or want to live close to the city or in the city. This will absolutely create more options for you. My second video was on keeping an open mind to geography. And this is a super option for those of you who are home officing. And it doesn't really matter where you live because you don't necessarily need to drive to town, or you only need to drive to town once or twice a week. Keeping an open mind to geography is going to create more options for you. And if you watched the last video, you know that options is what you want when you are buying a home. You want more options, not no options or only one option. So today's video, we're going to talk about keeping an open mind to the condition of a home. And in case you haven't noticed, the theme of this is keeping an open mind, which is what you need to do, whether you're a first-time home buyer or not. In today's market, you need to keep an open mind. If you go into the process of buying a home and you have a very fixed notion of exactly what you want and exactly where it needs to be, unless you have a tremendous amount of cash money that you are able and willing to spend to buy that home, it's going to be a real challenge. So keeping an open mind is how you can become a home owner in this time. So let's talk about condition. So actually, and I left this one to the last because keeping an open mind to condition is typically the hardest for most people. And the reason for that is because we do very little renovations in our homes. And if you're coming from apartment living, you've probably never done any renovations before. So it is the great unknown. You don't walk into a house and, very easily, unless you're a contractor, are you able to determine, oh, it's going to cost this much to make this repair or that much to do this upgrade and renovation. But let's keep an open mind to this. Don't be afraid of the unknown, because in homes, everything can be repaired. Almost anything can be fixed in a home. So some things may need to be repaired or attention needs to be given to them sooner than others that can wait quite a while. So as we're touring a home together, as I'm showing you a home, I'll be pointing these things out and we'll be talking about them, the general timeline that you might need to consider. But if you keep an open mind, you will be able to look at many more homes and have a lot more to choose from. So what are we talking about in condition? So last year, I bought 2 homes myself personally, and one of them was almost brand new, which is great. I love for my first-time home buyers in particular to be able to move into a newer home because the likelihood of having to put money into it is much slimmer. You probably have a greater length of time before you need to do that, but that's not always going to be the case for everyone. There are very few newer homes available, especially in the entry level price point for most folks. So that home, yes, it was basically brand new, and I had simply to buy a refrigerator for it, which was $1,500, and it was good to go. Now the second home was cosmetically in great condition, and every system was at the end of its lifespan. So, you may ask, well, why did you buy this home? Well, it was in a great location and had many other things about it that I wanted. And in home ownership, you don't get everything that you want. You have to keep this in mind. You're not going to get a home that is 100% of everything that you want without paying for something. There is a sacrifice to get all of those things. Okay, so what did it end up costing me? I replaced the air conditioning, the furnace, the water heater. I did a lot of work in the attic and additional plumbing work, and I spent about $11,000. So was that worth it to me? 100%, because if I had tried to buy a home that was completely move-in ready and had all the factors, the geography and the various other things that this house had, it would have not just been $11,000 more in price. It would have been $50,000 to $100,000 more in price. So you got to keep that in mind. Sometimes the investment that you make to bring that house into the condition that you are wanting it to be overall, what you pay monetary wise is going to be less than what you would pay if the house already had those things done. So keeping an open mind to condition is going to create more options for you. So just a quick recap, keeping an open mind, keep an open mind to type of home. If you can at all consider a condo or townhouse, that will make so many more options for you, especially as a first-time home buyer. Remember, this is your entry point into home ownership. Folks have this mentality that, oh, this is my forever home. Who do you know who has lived in one house their whole life? That's just not likely. So each house you grow, your equity grows, you take that equity into the next home, and all of those things grow. The goal is to get into home ownership so that you are building equity. You have something that belongs to you. You're not paying a landlord who can at any given moment give you papers to leave, to raise your rent, and then you're homeless. You are creating your own equity and your own safety and security, because as long as you pay your mortgage, that home is yours. You have a roof over your head. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind to type of home, geography of home, where that home is located, and condition of home. And if you're a first-time home buyer and you do those things, you absolutely can win in today's market. You can become a homeowner. So if you're here in Metro Atlanta and you want to sit down and talk about these things, you've been considering buying a home, you're tired of paying the landlord all of your money every month, reach out to me. I would be happy to get you started on that road. Thanks for tuning in and have an awesome day.